Hello everyone, Jimmy Like Halo here, back again, and today we are talking about Resident Evil 2 in the spirit of October and Halloween. And I'm trying a little bit of a different video here, because I'm screen recording from my computer right now. Now this is, if you saw the metaphor video, this would be my 3050 laptop. And Resident Evil 2 is I mean it's not an old game, but it's like, it ran on an Xbox One, so you can run it on a pretty, like, not crazy PC, and I don't have, like, as I'll show you, like, crazy max settings on or anything like that. I'm just going to turn the volume down on this so everything can not be so loud, so I can actually hear my voice. But anyway, um, I have played the frick out of this game like a bajillion times. This is one of the most replayable games easily. Um, it's definitely my favorite Resident Evil. I know this is the first video I'm making on the Resident Evil game. But this is the first one I ever played, -7, because I don't really count that, because I barely played just a little bit of it, so I don't really count that. Like, the first one I really played was this one, Resident Evil 2, and ever since I played it in 2020, so it was a year after the remake came out in 2019, I was just, like, enthralled. Like, this is, like, a really good horror game, because it's, like, a third-person, action survival horror, sorry. This has a lot less action than the later ones. This is more of the good horror stuff, which is why people want this one remade so badly. And Resident Evil 7 was the start of that with the RE engine. They built that game with all those assets, and then they built RE2 off of that engine, and then RE3 was like, it was originally, I think it was supposed to be a DLC for 2 because it is a shorter game, but it ended up being like its whole game, and they threw on a multiplayer mode, which nobody really cared about all too much. Not that it was like the worst thing in the world, but it's just like Resident Evil is a single player game that you're playing for single player, and at best co-op for Resident Evil 5 and 6. But anyhow, Resident Evil 2 is definitely a really good game. I mean, a lot of people like it. I'm just gonna literally play through the game while I'm talking about it. I feel like that's the best gameplay to have here. But yeah, so I've played this game like over 10 times at least all the way through on Leon and Claire's story. It's one of my favorite games of all time, like top 10, just for the fact that I can like speed run it, as you'll see while I'm playing. And it's not like I'm like seriously speed running, like recording time type of stuff, but I play it enough like just goofily for my own fun. Like I'll just pull up the infinite rocket launcher
Don't move. I'll be
just
back
to
for
blow through the game to see how fast I can beat it on normal, even though that's like totally cheating, of course. It's so much fun to do.
I'll shoot.
But let's see if I can actually get my shots. I play this game on Xbox all the time. This was actually my first time actually playing on PC. But if you don't know, on Xbox they actually have a Play Anywhere feature. So if you buy a game digitally on the Xbox Microsoft Store, you will actually be able to play it on your computer as long as you're signed to that same account, which is a really cool feature. Is often overlooked and not really talked about much, but it's definitely a really great feature about Xbox. For one, they got finally something going for them. You can't really do that on the PlayStation side, but even if you didn't actually purchase this game, it's also on Game Pass, so for some games like Doom Eternal, for example, that does not have Play Anywhere, and I do have it digitally. But if you have Game Pass, you can still play it on PC without actually buying it on your console. It's a different version. They'll have separate achievement lists and stuff like that. So there's always a way to play it. I just love playing different versions of games just to get achievements, even though I'm not always 100%ing the games. It's just really fun to earn gamer score. And same thing with PlayStation. You get like trophies and work towards your overall level. Not a completion. Well, I do complete some things, but anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm talking about Resident Evil 2. One of the reasons one of my favorite games is because speedrunning is really fun, even if I'm doing my cheating speedrun. It's still just a lot of fun to play and do that. Definitely a lot of like casual fun. But even if you're just playing it like for the first time, it would take you to like 10 or 15 or so hours, so it's like the length of a normal game. But I like how it's the fact that if you don't know what you're doing, it's like a good amount of time, not super long or anything. But if you do know what you're doing, you can beat it in like really fast. Like I'm talking like sub 2 hours. So it's just really fun to be able to do that, and I can't really complain, to be honest. Here's my cheating guns. Okay, then we're gonna go under here. But yeah, so basically, as you can see, this game's a third-person shooter, and how it works is you'll find ammo for your guns and like herbs, and you can combine those herbs to get better like healing items, and you can like the green and the red are always the best combo, and then green red with blue will cure any poison you get, which definitely happens a lot when you go in the sewers. So that's always something to keep in mind. There's plenty of what I love about Resident Evil is like when you inspect items, they always have like secondary uses. So sometimes they'll be used for one thing, but then if you like examine it and click on a thing, then it'll actually change like the use for it. So really cool little thing. I don't know how videos like this don't get like demonetized on YouTube. Maybe they do, and I'm crazy. Zombies about to pop in the door. Pull out the launcher, and we move on. You can see why this would be a fun game when you have something like this. Very, very satisfying. So yeah, the first time I ever played this game was actually on Claire's story, but every time I like speedrun, I always go for Leon's. I don't know, I'm like very comfortable with how it's set up because there is differences in their stories. So Claire will have like different keys as Leon. They both have their own like special key that gets them to certain areas that only they can get to. So in Leon's playthrough of the game, you can't go through those doors, and in Claire's playthrough, you can't go other certain doors. So it's a really cool little thing that I think adds. I mean, it just adds even more to the replayability of the said game, but. Not a lot of games have something like that, but Resident Evil definitely has a few games like that. Like Resident Evil 6 has multiple campaigns, and you can play 2 different characters for each of them, and they only really have different weapons. It's not like they have different access to locations, but even the original was like this. But I definitely think this is the best remake in the series. Resident Evil 4 remake is really good too. I'll probably make a video on that as well, but overall, like I said, Resident Evil 2 would be my favorite, one of my favorite games of all time. That's how you know it's a good remake. And then, if you play it on any platform, as you can see, it runs well on what I don't have like max settings or anything, and then I just had more VRAM to be able to do such a thing. Now I'm completely. This is usually the part of the run where I kind of forget what I'm doing, Like I'm like, I need a key and I need to get somewhere, but I don't remember what it's. But yeah, the RPG is a really big part of this game, this area. But it's not like the only area in the game. Like the Spencer Mansion in the first game is a really, really large area, but it's not like the only technical area in the game. Like it's so diverse in said areas. Like the lab and like the fish tank and the spider area, it doesn't even feel like the same place, even though it's technically is. That doesn't lead anywhere that I need to go yet. So you just get that key and then you go down. This is not a speedrun guide, I promise. It's just my review video. I'm just having some fun. But yeah, as you can see, as I'm just playing it now, like I said, just fun to play through the game. So no matter how many times I play it, it really never gets old. Like, it's so much fun to speedrun. Like, if you just play this game for the first time through either Leon or Claire's, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a run, and then you'll remember where stuff is, and you're like, okay, I can, like, kind of do this now, and it gets, like, less scary. Not that I'm really scared of Resident Evil 2. I don't think it's nearly as scary as, like, 7 for some reason. But, like, upon a first playthrough, it's always gonna be scary, because you don't know what to expect unless you've seen stuff on the game before, but I already know what's going on and whatnot, so it doesn't really affect me too much. But yeah, let me know what you think of Resident Evil 2. It's easily my favorite game in the series, my favorite remake. And let me know what you think of the original game if you've played it, or the remake, which one you like more or less, or if you ever try to speedrun the game or just play through it casually. But yeah, that's about all I have to say in this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and leave a like. Oh, also, 90% of people aren't subscribed, so please subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's completely free, but feel free. Thanks for watching another video, and see you in the next one. Let me end this recording. Okay, goodbye.